I want to move on to Mark. And how many in the room are familiar with AV-iQ? Only a handful, which is why the first question for Mark is, tell us about AV-iQ. Explain to everybody what it is. I'm going to let him have the clicker, and he's going to run through kind of an overview of exactly what it does to help supercharge your website.
Thank you. Yeah, so I'm glad to introduce AV-iQ to a lot of you, and hopefully if you're in the commercial AV space, you are aware of it, and maybe you've used it. We've been around for more than 20 years, and we were started by an integrator with the aim originally to just get paper catalogs out of their warehouses and take all the product information that they get from manufacturers into a digitalized catalog. Put it on their website and help drive traffic. When we started, and I still see these websites today, that not as many, but when we started, almost every integrator's website had a page on it that said line card or brands or something to that effect. And it went to a page with logos of all your key vendors. And every one of those logos was a link to the manufacturer's website. You're driving traffic away from your website. So you could replace that with a catalog that we can build from this database and have the same effect, but keep them on your site, or for all intents and purposes, on your site. So AV-iQ is a database that was started entering in product information from hundreds of manufacturers. Today, we have more than 400,000 products in our database. Then we built a website, and then the capability to spin that website off into custom catalogs for the integrator. The people that started it sold it to Infocom. We were owned and operated by them for a long time, so we're really strong in the commercial AV space. And we will be going into the residential AV space with a dedicated resource for that market in January. So I'll just quickly walk through the site with you. Obviously, you can see the top navigation here. An end user can come to this main website, av-iq.com, search by keyword, by product type, product category, the list of the hundreds of manufacturers we have here, a resources tab that'll give you, as the years have gone by, we did more than products. Manufacturers and integrators can add all of their news, their videos, case studies. We've added a calendar of events. If you want to find anything that's going on in AV, you can find it in this calendar of events. And a directory of online training is something that's new that we added in the last year. And then we've got a directory that you can go and find any kind of company that does any type of service. So again, some product category searches that you can do. In the directory, you can just look up any type of Pro AV service and put in a zip code search and find a company that serves that. Here you can see Pearl Technology. I know I saw Jeremy in the room. Shout out to Jeremy at Pearl Technology. The user can contact them directly here or link over to their website. Again, the video section, we have a couple thousand videos that you can search through by keyword, market, or application. Similarly, you can do the news section, find PR and news. Within that news, there's a request for more information button, so it can drive a lead. And this is an integrator, level 3 AV. And within this are links to their website, so it can drive traffic to their website as well. Again, the case study section, we have over 2,000 case studies that you can search through. A lot of the users that come to AV-iQ are looking for the solutions that you guys provide, not just the product information. They want to see how those products have been put into a real-life project. But ultimately, we are, at our core, a product database. And so when a user finally lands on a product detail page, they can do a find a dealer locator. And they can put in, put in a city, state, or zip, find somebody that works with Aurora, do a zip code search, and find a list of results. So here we find Diversified listed here. Again, you can contact them directly from this page with a lead form, or you can click over to a catalog that we've built for them. And they embed this catalog right on their website. Once you get to the diversified catalog that's on their site, you can see now it looks similar to the page that we saw on AV-iQ, but it's in what looks like Diversified's website. It's actually on our server, but we match their website. And that's all their website navigation around it. And you can request a quote from them there. And as mentioned, even if you're not trying to sell a product of this and that, these can lead to, well, why do you need this? Where are you putting it? What sort of installation project could this turn into? Again, on Diversified's website, a user, or more importantly, sometimes their staff, can just go right to this database on their own website and start doing product comparisons, creating project lists. And I hear every trade show I go to, I talk to somebody who said, I wish I had known about AV-iQ. Just the other day, I had 27 browsers opened up on my desktop. Different manufacturers, different product types. I'm desperately trying to compare and contrast to figure out which product I need to put into this job. Had I known that I could have done it all on one website, it would have saved me hours. I hear it every time, and I've been hearing it for years. So I'm happy to be here to introduce this to you and make you aware of this tool. Every integrator can have their own database of product information for the brands that you work with right on their website. And you don't have to maintain it. It's all product information that we're aggregating from the manufacturers and updating daily. Here's another example. I'm using Pearl because I know Jeremy's here today. But this is Pearl's website, and at the top there's just a link that says catalog. It links right over to a catalog that we've built for them, we maintain for them. And this is an example of what that is. We serve the catalog in a URL that's a subdomain of their domain. So as you can see here, it's catalog.pearltechnology.com. So for the user that's browsing through this, it still feels like they're on their website, and it looks like it's on their website, and it has all their website navigation. One important thing that I wanted to note is Firefly built a website for Level 3 AV, and they also have a catalog of ours on their website. What we do to kind of track to see how many URLs have been indexed on Google for our catalogs is we put site : into Google search. We put site : and the domain name of the integrator. So in this case, site : level3av.com. And we can see that Level 3 has nearly 1,000 pages indexed with URL, which is pretty impressive. Most integrator websites I see are closer to 100 pages
or
less that have been indexed on Google. So to have 1,000 indexed with the Level 3 AV domain, and then you do site : products.level3av.com, and there's another 7,000 URLs indexed. So we've gone, by putting a catalog onto their website, we've gone from 1,000, which is impressive for that much content to be on an integrator's website, to 8,000. So you can imagine the footprint that we've created within the search engine for people to possibly find you and get to your website or get to the catalog that's on your website. And part of the reason having a subdomain on the catalog, it really helps that effort. Again, here's just an example. They can do the product comparisons within this tool. And again, this is a great, every client or prospect wants to do their own research. The AV tech manager or whoever it might be at the university, before they call the integrator, they're gonna get onto the internet and start doing product research, and they can do product comparisons with an AV-iQ catalog, but so can your staff. As I mentioned, the 27 browser scenario. So your staff can come in here and start doing product comparisons from this as well, and you can create project lists once you select the product that you think is best for the installation that you're working on. From the project list page, you can, the user could send a request for quote for the entire list of products that they've put together. They can download this, they can email it to a client or a colleague, and they can download this into various formats. one of which is the DTools format. So if you're a DTools user, if you've been working on a project list in an AV-iQ catalog, you can download this into a CSV format that's importable into your DTools SI software into the projects that you're working on there. So that's just one of the many ways that we can integrate with these other software tools. And to that point, before I turn it over back to Jason and Tim, beyond just the catalog that we build, we do have several integrators that are clients that have the need for product data in various formats for other applications, whether it's their ERP or maybe they wanted to build their own e-store. And to Ron's point, it's really hard to maintain an e-commerce store on your website because who's going to update the product information constantly? Well, you can get that from the AV-iQ database, and you can get it either through an API web service that we provide, or we can custom build a flat file format, CSV or Excel, or whatever it is that your application can take and deliver it to you on a frequency where the product information is updated for you. So those are just some of the tools in this thread of the conversation about workforce efficiency. This is certainly one of the ways that you can do that.
2 quick questions. How much does this cost?
Yeah.
And then secondly, is there how painful or easy is the onboarding process to get this onto your website?
Yeah, great question. So the onboarding process on our end is pretty simple. We give you a tool where you select the brands that you want. You just tick the boxes next to the brand names or the lines within the brand names that you want to have in the catalog. And then usually it just takes a few days for us to take a look at your website. We'll do an onboarding call and go over it with you and take that design from your website and apply it to the catalog. And then we'll go through how you can look at the analytics within our tool, et cetera. So for us, from an onboarding standpoint, it doesn't take more than 5 to 10 business days. Where we see delays are the people that said, well, I want to put this on, but I want to do it once my new website is done. And my new website's going to be done next month. And then 9 months...
6 months, yeah, 9 months later.
9 months later, they have the website built, and they've now ready to put the catalog or the products link at the top of their page. But without that scenario, it's literally telling your webmaster to say, hey, in the navigation, can you add a product button or a catalog button, or in this solutions or services in the drop-down, can you add that? It's a real simple process. We give you the URL to that catalog, and you just create the link.
Did you answer the cost question?
Oh, yeah, and this is the best part. So the cost, obviously we've got a lot of marketing opportunities that we can go beyond just the catalog in your website, but just to have the catalog built and put on your website and maintained and being listed as a dealer or an integrator on the main AV-iQ site is as little as $125 a month. So when you think about the scenario of level 3 AV, to have a solution where you've increased the footprint on Google by 7,000 indexes, and that's just one of the benefits of the tools here, and you're doing it for only $125 a month, it's a really low-cost solution.